scary for this generation right now because in 10 years, you're not the only one that's going to have this issue. Tons of women and men are about to have the issue where they're all going to be going to go to a therapist for trauma.
Right.
We can all act like none of this shit's traumatizing, but sleeping around is one of the most damaging things humans can do, especially women. And watch, we're going to see it in 10 years. We're going to see some crazy amount of people going through trauma and going to get therapy and stuff.
And then my kids play a big part because a lot of men are sick as fuck, and I got 2 girls, so it's like I mean,
you got to think about that.
Mainly, guys that attract to me is guys that don't have kids, guys that still out here trying to want to be in the streets, so I want to go gamble or do all this extra stuff, and I'm like, okay, I'm almost 30, like I need somebody that I know can be better than what.
But
it's scary having 2 daughters,
right? So it's like that. My kids, and I have 2 kids, and I'm 26. So guys already be like, yeah, they're babies. I got a 7 and a 5-year-old. So it's like I always think about them before I date anybody. If I'm like, I meet somebody, I'm like, oh, you cool. And then as soon as they know I got kids, they cool as long as I don't have dealing with the kids area. You know what I mean? Like they be like, oh, when it's just us, it's great. But when it's like my kids involved, it's like,
and you got kids that's now coming into age that's discovering themselves and all that. I got a 10 and 12-year-old brother, so I get that age range.
And they way more advanced. Yeah, like I don't know what's wrong with these
technology.
But you gotta be careful. Y'all gotta be careful with that shit. This is the biggest thing that's fucking everybody up right now is the damn iPads. Okay, y'all gotta realize like, and it's
get off YouTube.
And like here's the deal though. It's once again what I was telling y'all already because of the system and how the dollar's been devalued so much. They know that if both parents are working, they know if mom and dad both have to go work to pay the bills, they know that kid can't be raised. This is once again, they're fucking up the whole world right now because they know, oh, mom and dad working too much. They're going to put the iPad in the kid's hand. Oh, he's going to be raised by the internet now. He's not going to be like their whole life is going to be raised based off that internet.
Think about these kids' social skills nowadays and how
they're gone. This is why guys under 25 are fucked right now because a lot of them have no social skills and y'all are socially calibrated as fuck because women, y'all are very social beings. Like y'all get social game. Like y'all are way higher up in the social skills than men are by the time y'all are 18 years old. So like so because of that, the guys are fucked that are under 25. But there's a lot of women that are under 25 and they're screwed too because they're online dating or they're choosing the chads, like they're choosing the wrong men.
Can we bring one subject up? I'm young. I'm in my early 20s. That's one thing I've been confused about. Recently, I've had multiple homegirls and friends talk about online dating. I said, what's wrong with actually meeting that young man out in person? Because
they crazy.
But I get they crazy. But I'm saying we young, we beautiful, attractive, whatever somebody want to call it. Beauty in the eye of the beholder, whatever. I'm just saying we young enough and capable enough to go out and and date
in the world,
but it's a lot of young females. Especially, I'm talking about women
like
right
it's
now.
Faster and it's low maintenance. You don't have to do all the extra.
So I'm talking about for women specifically, because I know everybody can online date, but specifically, it is a lot of young women going out and finding people online. Why is that?
It's the path of least resistance. So what we always got to remember, we always think we're so fucking smart. We're these smart ass humans. No, dude, like we're dumb as hell. Like smartphone dumb human, okay? Like we're not that smart. We're still animals in our fucking soul and everything like that. So because of that, it's always going we're always going to have these type of issues. Like we're not like we can sit here and try to act like we're some amazing intelligent thing. We're not at all. Like not even close to it.
Have you seen on Facebook, sis, are we dating the same man?
Oh, yes. It is.
You know, I got hacked out of Facebook.
That page made me be like, I'm so happy.
I got hacked out of it. Give me a little small recap.
Girl, it's nothing because it's just like all those women are meeting these men online and they're like, oh, we hooked up. Like, it's not.
It's horrible.
He wants to be in love with me.
But the thing is, I can't imagine meeting a man online.
Yeah, because and I agree with you. But what it's like I was talking about earlier. If it's out of the community, they have nothing to like. If a guy meets you on Tinder or something like that, you're not going to be able to go run to anybody to ruin his name, to go and like make him look bad for just pump and dumping.
But how do you just?
So if it's within the community, that's why I'm trying to tell y'all to go to charity events, to go to networking events, like to work under the man that like you want, that you would want to be with.
People like as a tattoo artist, like recently I meet tattoo artists, I meet other people who are artists, I meet people in my field, like I meet men who would be interested in what I do, and I'm also interested, and then we can invest and build each other. Like I've met guys online, but I've never had successful or pursued an online relationship because it's online. I'd rather pursue a relationship or interact with this guy I met in person.
I call it organic. Like I like
Yeah.
to say I'm organic, and I like to teach people to be organically dating because it's just, to me, I'm going to care way more about a girl that I meet that way. I don't know how women are, but for a man, for me, that's just how I am. Like
I feel like that came with Corona. Like I feel like the speed
well, it just made it worse.
Yeah,
it made it worse. But man, it's been since 2000. If y'all look at the numbers, you know, I told y'all like guys are at 33% that haven't had sex. Okay, women, y'all barely went up like 1% or something like that, from like 13 to 14% or something like that. Guys went from like 15% or like 13% all the way up to like 30, 33. So that big jump, when did it happen? In 2008, right when Facebook came out, right when social media started taking over. That's whenever men started becoming sexless and women started having way more sex. So it's all social media. It's the path of least resistance. That's all I wanted you to understand.
Okay, I get the path of least resistance, but as women, think about the path we've been on to being like, we are every day entering an era where we express our sexual freedom. So I don't think it's past like path of least resistance. I think it's social media and the opening of
and
women.
the opening what we do.
It's the easiest route, but
in the
being
back of the day, your grandma wasn't talking about busting his head open.
but being able,
Yeah.
it's the path. Let me explain. It's path of least resistance because all you have to do is sit at home on your phone on the fucking couch and you can get dick delivered to you. That is why it's the path of least resistance.
I hate the way he pushed it.
That's how it works.
They want to deliver the dick
online. A dude.
Let me pull up.
How many times I gotta tell y'all we gonna fuck every time? Like how many times do I gotta tell y'all that men want to fuck all the time?
Can I come lay with you on the first night? That shit pisses me off.
Ain't took me on a date yet. Asking to come to my house.
My thing is, I feel like you do that with every fucking body.
No,
you can't come over.
No, nigga.
Right.
Do you have a bed for me to come over and lay in your shit? No.
Man, these guys
get
finesse
in my
it.
bed. Ain't even look.
They're really good at finessing, man. These guys, man. I give them like props. Like, geez, like they be getting y'all all day long.
Found your relationship now.
Yeah, no, I'm a very. I've had 2 years of luck. What about you? For your number. First, let me just give some critiques. You're very smart. Like, you definitely have like a good head on your shoulders. I think that you're just really prideful about a lot of things. And if you could just drop that pride, I think you could fucking, like, I know how you think because I've been around pretty girls my whole life. Like, that's like all my best friends were the fucking most beautiful girls you can imagine. I know pretty girls like the back of my hand, okay? And you have a fuck ton of pride and you need to drop that shit. You could find a really good fucking guy. Because of your age and everything, you could literally get a badass dude and you're either not giving him a fucking chance or you're like literally stuck to like the wrong type of guys. And like, you really need to just let them go. Or if you're not even doing that, you really need to give the guy the chance that, you know, is a real provider, or like he may not wear the Gucci or anything like that, but he's a really like a guy that really wants to take care of you. You're out of everybody at this table, you're in one of the best positions to like actually end up as a wife in the next 5 years, in my opinion. So that's why I'm going to say that, you know, really start trying, right? Like, how old did you say you were? 24? Yeah. You're at an age where you really got to fucking try right now, and don't waste your fucking time. Don't get dickmatized. Don't.
I ain't getting dick with
Yeah.
I ain't gonna have no
But she do have all the good answers.
But because of your beauty, because of your age, I'm gonna give you a high number. Like, you're at least a 6, but it's just because of your beauty and age. If your attitude is never gonna fucking work, a guy is never going to fucking deal with your attitude. You need to drop yourself down a notch. You need to respect. You need to see the man right here. I'm not saying see him up here and you're down here. You need to see him right here above you, and you need to respect him like he's above you. Okay. He's driving the fucking car. And like, I know you're the type where you like, it's hard for you to let this happen. You need to let it fucking happen because you're in the best. Like I said, you're one of the best ones at this table of getting into a really good marriage.
I can't wait to rate you.
For you,
he's hustling.
So how old are you again?
25.
25, and you have a kid, right? That's the only strikes against you is just basically having the kid, because you're a very pretty girl. You're not that old. You're at 25. So you have a little bit of time, but the kid will hold you back a little bit. And I don't think a lot, because there's tons of guys who just can't get girls at all, and they will always settle for the woman with the kid. Like there's tons of guys that are out. I know so many guys that will be stepdaddy in 2 seconds, but there's also a ton of guys that will never be fucking stepdaddy. That like the high value guys and stuff. Some of them are like, fuck no, I'm never gonna be a stepdad. Like I'm gonna have my own kids with I'll go find a new girl and have my own kids with them. So that's the only shit that's like hurting you is your kid basically. And like you've been listening really well. I think that you have a lot of coachable traits. Like you're definitely, if you found the right guy, even though you're very much of a boss lady and like sometimes you really like having control, I can see a little bit in you that you want to listen sometimes and like you really do want to learn about the guy. So because of that, I think you have like a solid shot if you find a guy that you're actually attracted to and stuff. I would probably give you like a 5. And like I said, it's mostly because of the kid. It's if you didn't have a kid, you would easily probably go up to a 6 or 7. For you.
He already got me worried.
Give her ass a 2.
I don't think it could be a bit worse than mine. I got a fucking 1.
All right.
I barely got on the map.
All right. So for you, like you like to drink. I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna judge you based off of that tonight.
Shit, she ain't touched that water bottle. Y'all see that shit, chat? That shit been sitting there for 2.5 hours strong.
Why is y'all on my ass when I make good points?
Oh, so I would probably like your biggest flaw. You just talk way too fucking much. Like you
I'll say that
interrupt
all the
way
time.
too much. Like you have a lot of negative traits, but they're mostly based around just communication and stuff like that. But I like so much other stuff about you, like the fact that you're an artist, the fact that like I don't know, you're kind of spiritual. Like you have some good. You're very emotional. Like you're very in tune with your emotions. It seems like so. Those are some good traits, but you just need to kind of use it the correct way with a man, I guess you could say. Like you need to be able to pigeonhole it to where it actually lifts a man up, and it's not just a selfish thing that's like or else you're gonna end up alone and just a very like smart girl that's really good at art and very spiritual, but then you have nobody to spend it with. So I just think that you should really just drop your guard. Like I already told these 2 younger girls, you need to like don't get dickmatized. If you are ever getting dickmatized, don't do that, and just lower yourself. Like don't sit there and try to be the 51%. Stop trying to be the man of the house. I think that you're just argumentative. That's going to hurt you, but you're so spiritual and you're such an emotional person. You could really make a guy I think you could really fulfill a guy by, I don't know, just being like that like what I like to say is that like a woman or a guy is a stone like by the ocean, okay, and a woman's emotional waves are supposed to be able to crash over him without it affecting him. He's supposed to stay stoic like a rock. And so like, but if you're emotional, that's fine, but just don't be over emotional. Don't be like fighting all the damn time. Just be like a nice, feminine, emotional woman, and it'll make you a great mother. Like those are great traits to have. You just need to use it correctly. Don't sit there and attack your man and cause all types of argument. I can see how that spirituality can go in the other way and cause tons of issues. So just be careful with that shit.
You got to be his peace, basically.
Don't let him
Yeah,
know a girl
be
you
his fucking
sis.
peace. But your number, because of all that, you don't have kids, right? And how old are you again? 22?
I'm
23. So because you don't have kids and because of your age, you get a high number just because of that. You have time. So I'll give you like a 6 because of that. But yeah, really, if you fix some of that, if you fix some of your attitude and shit like that, you would easily go up to like an 8 or a 9, honestly, because it's only your attitude that's holding you back, in my opinion. Like, and you wanted to like argue and shit. Maybe it was just the liquor. Like, I don't know.
Probably is. I didn't put it down.
All right, but now y'all could judge me back. Give me a number of how I would be in a relationship. I know I sound like a hard ass dude, and I'd be a mean man in a relationship. So y'all go ahead and give me a